What's up, people? Back with episode 3 of the show that is going to be entitled Unedited. The show where it's true, uncensored, and truly unedited. And that was Donald Byrd off of his album, The Lovebird, Feel Like Loving You Today. Just in case you didn't know, that's one of those songs that, you know, as you search through music, it just kind of finds you as whether you find it. Anyway, today I want to talk about some stuff that happened over this weekend. That's actually kind of sad. My wife, who I love very deeply and very much, is probably, or not probably, she is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the best teacher of students that I know of. And how she does that is by true and right high expectations on her kids, even 5-year-olds, because she always says that if you set high expectations, you know, typically kids will jump up to meet those expectations. But over the weekend, she had a student who passed away. And it's very sad, of no fault of his own. And it was it was an accident, but she was deeply, deeply hurt by it. And all the things that actually had to happen over the weekend and things, she felt it kind of, you know, in her soul. And when all of this happened, she called me and she told me everything that happened. And I was completely dumbfounded, and I was actually, you know, very sad by this event, because when she teaches her kids, she knows all their names. She knows, you know, what they're good at. She knows what she needs to help them with for them to be better. And so she felt this more so, you know, like if it was one of her own kids. And so hearing all this and basically remembering that no one in this world is promised tomorrow. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what God you pray to or whatever, but you are not promised tomorrow. So while you're here on this day, at this time, at this hour, you need to make some type of impact on somebody else's life, and try to live each one of your each one of your days as if it was your last one. And I've sat around in my life for over 30 years, 42 to be exact, piddling around with what I wanted to do with my life. And finally, I kind of know what that is, and that's what I'm doing right now. But a lot of us don't ever get to that point. And this weekend taught me that never leave the house without telling somebody you love them, because it might be the last time you see them. That sounds very morbid and not hopeful, but what it does is it makes you live like every day is your last. And everybody talks about it a lot. Everybody says this to other people. They say you got to live each day like it's your last. But how many of us actually do that? How many of us actually go out of the door, tell the ones we love, hey, I love you. I love you so much. Hope to see you later. How many of us actually go out the door and say, I'm going to make today the best day that I can make it? Not a lot of us. And having positive energy in the world is desperately needed right now. And I think my wife, with what she does with shaping the young minds at 5 years old, I think she does a very good job of giving those kids a lot of hope and a lot of promise, but she makes them believe that today is going to be the best day that you have. So whoever you love, whoever you care about, make sure you tell that person, hey, don't know if I'm going to see you tomorrow, but hey, let's make today the best day we can make it. So I said all that to say a lot of stuff this week, with all of the political turmoil going on and all of this, we as a people have just forgot just to say, hey, I care about you. I love you. And it's real simple to do. So that's kind of what episode 3 of Unedited is going to be like this week. I just want to make sure that I put that out there because it was on my heart and it was something that I thought that maybe somebody else needed. Because you hug your kids a little tighter, you call your mom, you call your dad, or call your uncle, or whoever it is that you're very close to, and you talk to them. And I've missed out on a friendship that I haven't talked to one of my friends in almost, it'll be 20 years that I haven't, almost 20 years that I haven't talked to this person. And I finally actually talked to him last week, and I just said, you know what, my bad for losing touch. We got all this technology to keep in touch with one another, but we obviously don't learn how to use it. You know what I'm saying? We still have trouble with connecting with people with all of this technology. Used to be that you had to do a little work and pick up the phone and, call somebody and say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? And I think in a sense, we've lost that piece of our lives where we pick up the phone and actually hear another voice on the other end and say, how you doing? And have a conversation. No, we're too busy, dropping emojis and saying, hey, look at peach, 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 or, smiley face or whatever. How about you just smile through the phone and call somebody and say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Or now we've got the technology where now we can FaceTime people and we actually see the person on the other end. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop missing the mark as far as connecting with people, because technology is great. Technology is wonderful, but technology doesn't replace the true emotion of reaching out and actually touching someone or making an impact on somebody that needs to have an impact made on their lives. And you don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't know who you might impact. I think I remember back when Tupac said something, and I know I'm quoting Tupac, but just give me a second. He said, I don't know if I can change the world, but I know that I'll spark the mind that does. And so I look at it like that. If there's something that you need to say to somebody, say it to them. If something's in your heart and it's bubbling up and you're like, man, I really need to say something to this person, say it to them. I think the other day, my wife missed an opportunity to do something nice for somebody, and she felt bad about it. We were standing in line, and this guy was buying some eggs and some bacon, and it was like 4 or 5 things. And we were buying about $150, $200 worth of groceries. And we should have just turned around and said, hey, I'm going to pay for his groceries. It's a small act, but in that small act can make an impact on somebody's life, and then maybe they make an impact on somebody else's life. So I don't know if any of this is helpful. I can't tell you that. I just know that in my life, what I'm really striving for on a day-to-day basis is try to be positive. And a lot of people will tear that building down. And so you have to have a decent foundation of other people that are positive and that want to make an impact on other people. And I don't want to make it seem like this is something that you have to do, it's something that you should do without thinking about it. And it takes practice. It really does take practice. Some people, who believe in God and believe in Christianity and all that, use that. Some people believe in other stuff and they use that. But let's cut all of that stuff away, and let's just get down to respecting one person's right to live and one person's right to be impacted by you, by just treating each other the way that you would like to be treated. I mean, that's the golden rule. That's the ultimate golden rule. Doesn't have anything to do with race, doesn't have anything to do with your sexuality, doesn't have anything to do with your political party. It doesn't have anything to do with any of that. It only has to do with treating someone else like you would like to be treated. That goes from going into a store, that goes from going to the mall, that goes to going out to your mailbox and just saying to the next door neighbor, good morning. We've lost that as well. We've lost speaking to people and saying, hey, good morning. Hey, good morning, sir. How you doing? It's not a long conversation. It's just saying, hey, I see you. There's an old man in my neighborhood, without fail, when I pass his house, he puts his hands up and he waves. He don't know me. He don't know me from Adam, but he does it every single day without fail. If he sees me out in my yard, he waves. And that's some of the things that technology is kind of taken away from us. It's taken away our ability to connect with one another. It's taken away our ability to relate to one another. And it's taken away our ability to listen to one another. That's the hardest thing for some of us to do, is just shut up, listen. Because you don't know, we could be more alike than you would, really like us to be. I don't know about a Trump voter. I don't know about Obama vote. I don't know any of that. I just know that when I listen to somebody, some of the things that they may be going through, I've been through. And then I can help them with something that they've been struggling with. And that's how you make an impact, and vice versa, right? So I don't know how long I'm going to have. And so I just really want to make sure that I make an impact on somebody's life. So this week, it's about the golden rule and, making an impact on somebody's life. So make sure when you leave the house today or tomorrow, the next day, if you're blessed to have the next day, make sure you tell that person that you love them, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. I think somewhere somebody wrote that it comes like a thief in the night, and you're not promised tomorrow, so you better make today the best day that you can make it. Because whether you believe this or not, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 seconds. And I surely can't look into the future and tell you what's going to happen 4 weeks from now. Do you know what I'm saying? I can predict. I can project. But I have no idea what's going to happen. So from this minute-to-minute day that I live, second by second, I'm going to make sure that I make an impact on somebody's life, and I'm going to be a little bit more open to let somebody make an impact on me. Anyway, that's all I got for Unedited for the third episode. Come back and see me probably next week sometime. I know this one was a little bit late. Been a little busy with work and whatnot, trying to get it together. But I hope this has helped somebody, and I hope that we can start having more conversations like this. So again, hit me up with some topics, and let's get into it. Let's talk, let's listen, and let's see where this goes, because I want to try to get us all on the same level and really try to reach out and touch a lot of people. Anyway, that's all I got for this week's episode of Unedited. Stay true, stay good, and I'll see you later.